bang! Let's go, baby. Come on. Finally. After a massive losing streak, we finally get funded. Wow, dude, you have no idea how great that feels. After so long, I think it was probably a month and a half of being stuck in the evaluation phase. Finally got funded. Let's go. It's about time. Oh my gosh. Oh, it feels great. I'm not going to lie. So, wow. So, with all that being said, let's go over the trade recap and show you guys exactly what happened for today. So, looking at the 15-minute time frame, as usual, we had this huge sweep. I believe these were, I don't know if it's Asian or London session, but they were highs that we took out and very well respected. And I was wanting to take out these lows, look for shorts lower to the downside based off of taking out those highs. So with all that being said, we were looking for shorts on the day. So going down to the 1 minute time frame, we took out these highs pretty cleanly. No real short opportunity. No real short opportunity based off of that sweep. So we kind of had to wait a little bit for another entry after it going shorter. So I saw a good manipulation here. Manipulation of these highs. We had these high and then almost relative equal high, and we took those out with a big displacement move to the downside. So this was a manipulation, and then we needed a displacement through the series of down close candles, series of up close candles, because they're taking shorts, closed below that, which is exactly what happened. So we were looking for shorts after this low, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't get the best entry because I was skeptical on this, of this being a liquidity sweep and going higher with all-time highs resting. Let me show you. Resting up here. I thought maybe we could push to all-time highs, but I was overall bearish, so I was skeptical entering this trade, even though I should have been confident. But I had 1 minute late entry. I entered at about this range right here, stops at the manipulation high. And instead of targeting these lows down here, I just needed $1,000 to pass my evaluation account for Take Profit Trader. So with that being said, I'm looking for a 1-to-1. And of course, what is right here? A huge move up pre-market at 8:12, super random time. So with that being said, that's a very high liquidity zone. So I just put it at the low of that, the order block low, for exactly a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And all I needed was for this to hit take profit and I would get funded. And as you can see, it edged me at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I really thought this was going to go higher and hit stop loss, but I could not move my stops because that would be undisciplined. So I let it go. I was just praying that hopefully it respects something up here and goes lower. And thankfully we had a manipulation. I didn't take this trade because I was already in a trade, but we had a manipulation and then a move lower, which is exactly what we wanted to see, and hit full TP finally. I have been telling you guys this whole time how the first 2 weeks of May, I was in a big losing streak and I was down a lot. So you have no idea how good this feels, finally being able to pass and staying disciplined. Because at the start of May, I was $300 away from passing it, and then I blew it from there. So that was a rude awakening. That was rough on the psychology. That was overall not well. But great day for staying disciplined. Honestly, not an A-plus setup at all. It could have gone either way. But one way that I do need to be confident in is knowing that it's not the model, it's me. So knowing that, I should have entered early and been confident about it because I know my model works over time. I should have been confident about my entry and just enter right away with no hesitation, but I didn't because I let the fear of blowing it again and deja vu, I guess you could say, come back out of a couple weeks ago. So I entered a little late, which ultimately had a worse risk-reward ratio, and I could have entered earlier at this low of wick, but didn't end up happening there. So that is one thing that I do need to work on, is just being confident in my trades and taking it right away with no hesitation so I can get better risk-to-reward ratio. But, yeah, great picture-perfect trade today. Sorry, these Trading View ads are getting right in the way. Picture-perfect trade today. Yeah, nothing crazy. But one thing that I did realize halfway through is because of whenever there's a big move pre-market for no real reason, like this right here, that is a big liquidity zone, and all of this low resistance liquidity down here, I shouldn't necessarily be targeting because there is such a big move here. So I should just be putting stops at this every time. So that is one thing I recognize for the future for better trades. So you may have been thinking, if this is such a big liquidity zone, why didn't you take longs after that and take multiple trades? Because I am trading on Tradeify, so I'm not just on Take Profit Traders. So I could have kept on going for the day. But because I was just past, I didn't necessarily want to look for any longs, considering it could have just been a drawdown to this high and gone back lower. You never really know. But yes, after this big sweep and getting confirmation on that, I could have been looking for longs, but looks like just from me looking right now that there was no real opportunity for a long and targeting all-time highs yet. Maybe there will be later today, but I just wanted to secure the profits before the end of the week and go into next week looking to gain back all of the losses from the first couple weeks. I don't know the math yet, but that's just, even if I'm in profit now on the month, I'm still having the mindset of just, I'm getting back the losses from a couple weeks ago, like the past couple weeks, just to keep my mind in check and psychology in check, so I don't worry about the P&L and I just worry about the process and making good entries. So that's what I'll be doing, and I don't add up all of the money in the monthly P&L until the end of the month, so I don't have that fear of losing money at the end, and I'm just focused on the entries and the process of it. So, yeah. So, with all that being said, we're going to get into the verse of the day, and if you guys are new here, we do a verse of the day after a trade recap every single day to just keep our mind on God, even through trading, and make that your main priority. So, with all that being said, today's verse of the day is Romans 10:14. And Romans 10:14 says, how then, let me restart, that was weird emphasis. How then can they call on one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? So basically, Paul is saying in this, he is emphasizing the need and the importance to spread the gospel, because how can people believe and be forgiven if they haven't heard it at all? So spread the gospel as much as possible so people can be saved, so people can experience the true love and unconditional love from Jesus. But how can they not believe if they haven't heard? How can they know without someone preaching to them? You have to be that. You have to be that role model. So as Christians, we need to stand up and preach and spread the gospel to people who may not have heard it, so they can experience the love of Jesus and be truly saved. So, yeah, just daily reminder to spread the word as much as you can, and show love to one another's when you can through the gospel. So, nothing super crazy for the verse of the day, but trading went really, really well today. So praise God for that. Just not an A+ setup, but just focus on the executions for the future because I had a late trade entry. But other than that, great trade. Hopefully you guys could have caught this move today and had this point as your liquidity zone instead of down here and got stopped out. I'm sure a couple months ago, that's what I would have done and got in profit a lot, got super happy, and then got stopped out after that and take a big toll on my psychology. So that's one thing that I have improved on recently. So that's another positive to look at. But yeah, so focus on the entry and the execution, not the P&L, and don't attach yourself to the money with it because that's not a good representation of how well you're doing. So, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. So next week, going into the week completely funded, but with trailing drawdown now, so I do have to de-risk and be super careful with that. So, I will be risking, because trailing drawdown is $3,000, I will be risking 0.75%. So I have 4 trades to work with in trailing drawdown. So I'm de-risking a lot when I'm usually double that for evaluation accounts, and on just regular trading for my Tradeify account, I'm risking 1% a trade. So I will be risking 0.7% a trade moving forward because of the intraday trailing drawdown, so I can make up that buffer and then take all the profits out after that. So once we make up that buffer, yes, the buffer is $3,000 for the prop firm, but for me, I want to make up $5,000 a buffer just so I have that extra room to work with, and then I will move up to my regular risk of 1%. And then eventually, once I get to 10 or 15K in profit, then I will be taking 2% trades, percent risk, risking 2% per trade once I get up to 10 or 15,000. Most likely it'll be 15,000 of profit. So then I can just double my profits while taking the exact same trades. If there is no downside to it, why wouldn't I do it? So that's what I'll be doing moving forward, but that's not for probably a couple months down the road. So right now, just got to focus on dealing with the intraday trailing drawdown and hopefully pass that and go well with that. So high vibes going into next week and looking to make up the buffer, and hopefully going to have a good week for next week.